Hello everyone, Horseman here, and this is going to be part 3 of the Necromancer beta sets. This video is going to be covering the Saint set and its appearance, going over what it looks like dyed, specifically its passives in detail, as well as a build that I managed to put together regarding this set, and then I'm also going to be showing you a brief demonstration on how that build runs. Now, please understand that I am still early on in this season, Paragon 109, and I'm starting to get a little bit more gear and a few more items out there, like in my cube, for instance, in order to make this a little bit stronger. So I'm still not up into the greater rifts just yet, so you can consider this an interim build. Alright, so first up, what we're looking at is a nice set of white armor outlined with gold with some crimson cloth pieces, and I think it looks very aristocratic, almost religious in nature. One of the things that really stands out are the swords in the shoulders as well as in the helm. Not really sure exactly what that's all about, and the halo that we got behind the helmet's head. Another striking feature of this set is the actual helm itself. The skull with the visor above it. If you know the Hideo Kojima's company, this looks very much like the mascot's helm. I thought that was interesting. Next, I'm going to be showing you what it looks like dyed in a couple different colors. First up, all gold. You can see that it's going to be dyeing just the white portions of it. So if you got a pretty good idea as to what you want to make it, then go for it. But whatever it is, it should match the gold and the red. And here's the black. Because of the fact that there is just so much gold on it, I think it doesn't quite, the black doesn't quite do the justice we're looking for. That's my opinion. And here's what the red would look like. So, I mean, you guys get the idea. Okay, more importantly, let's cover what the set is actually going to be bringing to us as players. So, the 2 set, bone armor damage is increased by 1000%. If you don't know already, activating the bone armor ability is going to be doing damage to everything nearby. And then, depending on the rune that you're using, will also give it an additional ability. In this case, I am using Dislocation, where enemies are also stunned, and I feel that being more of a melee set, I do feel that it's a good idea. However, you could also use Vengeful Armaments, which will deal extra damage to enemies whenever you activate the bone armor. And you also have limited immunity. Your armor grants immunity, but has a reduced duration and increased cooldown. Bone armor, the Reap of Anguish, bone armor also increases your movement speed for each enemy hit. And the last one increases your life per second per target hit, which would probably be useful more with the the blood set. In all actuality, if you look at all the passives that the set has to offer, that's really the only ability that you're tied to, because the 4-piece bone armor stacks are now refreshed. In addition, bone armor grants an additional 2% damage reduction per enemy hit. So the nice thing here is that rather than every time you use the ability, whoever you hit will determine the amount of stacks that you get, what you're going to be doing is you can hit 10 people or you can hit 1 person. If you had 4 to begin with, if you hit 1 person, then you're going to have 5. If you hit 10 and then you turn around and hit 1 person, you're still going to have 10 stacks. And that's really nice. It's a nice way to make sure that you keep up full stacks. And why not? I mean, after all, this seems to be the bone armor set. The 6-piece bone armor also activates a swirling tornado of bone, damaging nearby enemies for 375% weapon damage and increases the damage they take from Necromancer by 850%. So again, this screams melee set, and I do believe that this is going to be the closest thing that we get to a tried and true melee set. So the build that I decided to go with for this set is as follows. I'm choosing Grim Scythe with Cursed Scythe as my primary generator here. I did not want to rely on corpses. That was the big thing here, is that I wanted to set it aside from the other builds thus far and not rely on corpses. And being that it is more of a melee build and I love the idea of having a scythe, I wanted to make sure I used Grim Scythe. So I am using Cursed Scythe because I do like the idea of it also having a chance to inflict a random curse on any enemy that is being hit. When you combine that with Eternal Torment, you're looking at having all of those additional curses stacked upon the enemy, and I think it's going to be very beneficial. As expected, the AoE that we're having here is going to be Death Nova. Unleash a Nova that damages all nearby enemies, but I also have the Blight rune, which will leave a lingering patch of blight on the ground, slowing enemies and causes them to deal less damage. I'm going to be in everyone's grill, so I wanted them to do as little damage to me as possible, but I also get a chance to do some CC to them, so I don't need curses like Decrepify. And while this will still in turn proc the Bane of the Traps legendary gem as well. Frailty is one of my best and favorite curses. Frailty has the chance to execute enemies at low health, which has been kind of the 15% mark, but I'm going to go ahead and also use Early Grave, which will trigger at higher enemy health, but cost health as well. So I'm guessing it's around 20% or so, where it'll trigger and instantly kill. And I have seen, and you will see in the demonstration, in the quadrillions of damage. The reason why I'm not using Scent of Blood is because the only pet that I have out is my Bone Golem, and that is more to help me with crowd control. I'm using the Bone Golem, and his active ability is just amazing. Blood Rush. I do want to get in and out of situations quickly, especially as melee. When I'm getting ready to apply my Bone Armor, being able to teleport directly into the middle of a group and hit that button, stun everything, and get out if I have to very quickly, it's nice to have. Or I can just go in there and start hacking away as quickly as possible as well. Yeah, it's a great ability, and I think that this build is going to be more for your speedrunners. Command Golem, as I said before, I do like the Bone Golem. The Golem becomes a tornado of bone, carrying all nearby enemies to the target location, stuns them, and deals area damage. So it's a great way to just get everything all bundled up, and it's also a good way to CC your champ packs and your elite packs and your Rift Guardians and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's a great ability to have. And last but not least, I already talked about the Bone Armor, so I'm not going to be getting into it again. The passives that I chose that I want to be able to get my Bone Golem is ability to turn in that tornado quickly, so I am using Commander of the Dead. Eternal Torment to make sure that my curses last forever. I don't want to be spending all of my essence on the curse itself, so I want to make sure that it's available for my Death Nova. Swift Harvesting. Of the two different Scythe passives, I think this one is going to be the better. Because I do like attacking faster as opposed to just getting a very minimal amount of essence and health back. And I'm also using Rigor Mortis. Blight enemies also slow enemies by 30% and reduce their attack speed by 15% for 5 seconds. So they're going to be attacking slower, they're going to be attacking not as hard with other abilities like the Death Nova rune, and they're further getting slowed. So, and because they are Blight, my two main attacks are of that element, if you will. So let's see how it performs in a Torment 6 Rift.
Prove yourself worthy of your birthright. My essence is too
I'm afraid not. This world can abide you no longer! That needs to recharge. My essence is too low. Weakness consumes you! Not enough essence. No. Give it no time. That needs to recharge. Give it no time. I must wait. I need essence. Give it more time. You fine corpse. Give it more time. My insight grows. That needs to recharge. Give it more time.
Do you see that enemy over there?
That needs to recharge. Cycle. I need essence. This world can abide you no longer. I must wait.
Okay, so that's it for this particular video. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you did, please throw it a like and subscribe for more as I continue to provide more beta feedback. I would love to hear what you have to say, your constructive criticism and feedback, and if you could put that in the comment section below, it'd be much appreciated. Alright, until next time, thanks for watching. Horseman out.